What is up, guys? Dylanrhyne here, bringing you another episode of Dylan's AdventureCraft. And guys, this is episode 100. Heck yeah, baby. Woo! We got to 100. That is awesome. So this is going to be the World Download World Tour video. This will be my third one, and we will be going over pretty much everything. We'll briefly go over stuff, but we will spend some time on certain things, especially the things that we have built since the last World Tour. If you haven't seen the last World Tour, go check that out. It was my second one, and we also got a first one up as well. But guys, I am super excited. I hope you guys really liked that video montage that I made at the beginning. I had fun making that. But we are here at Spawn. And guys, I would like to start here just because this is where we started when we started episode 1. Alright, so this here is where you will spawn. This is over near our spawn area. We should be pretty close to 0, yeah, there we go. So this is where you will spawn. Sometimes you will spawn outside of this thing, but you should spawn inside. If you don't, just come into here. And we got a bed over here. We've got some workstations. We've got an ender chest with all the goodies in it. And then we've got a furnace with some coal and stuff like that. We've got a couple books. We'll go over those here in a second. We've got some empty chests in case you need them. We also got some cobblestone in this chest. And I only put this in here just in case you guys needed some extra blocks. Over here, we do have a bunch of goodies. So we've got 2 netherite picks here. One with silk touch, one with fortune. Then we've got a fortune netherite shovel, a silk touch netherite axe, and then we've got lethal here. This is the sword that I use, and it's got all of the good enchantments on it. Pretty much the best enchanted sword that you can get there. Then you've got a flint and steel, you've got a spyglass, a saddle, a totem of undying, another ender chest, even though you've got 64 over here, but I just put one in here just in case you wanted to have one on your person. We've got a lead, a boat, and I put another boat in here just in case you needed it for the ice boat road. We'll go over that here in a second. Ender pearls, another bed to take with you if you need it. We've also got a recovery compass. These are extremely helpful, especially if you die, so I gave you one of those. Then I gave you a couple stacks of rockets, a couple stacks of food, some torches, a water bucket. You've got a nether hub compass here that is linked to a lodestone. We'll go over that here in a second as well. Then I gave you an infinity bow and 1 arrow. That's why you only got 1 arrow. Then I gave you a gold hat here. The reason is so if you want to put this on in the nether so that piglins will leave you alone, then you can definitely do that. I do that as well. I have mine on currently, but if you want a little more protection, then I do have a netherite helmet up here with all the enchantments. I didn't give you a chest plate, but I did give you an elytra with mending and unbreaking. Then I gave you some leggings here with all of the good enchantments, including Swift Sneak 3, so you can sneak a little bit faster, which is pretty cool. And then I gave you some tennis shoes here with a bunch of good enchantments, pretty much the best that you can get there. So you've got all of the stuff here that you would need, so feel free to take whatever you want in here, but there is also a bunch of extra stuff in here as well. Now, the compass here is linked to a lodestone in the nether, and it will lead you to the nether hub and the mega base, or the portal to get to the mega base. So take this with you. This could be very helpful, especially if you go into the nether and you go into the ice boat road and you want to check stuff out before you go to the nether hub, because there is a few stops before that. Then you can do that, and you can use this to help you figure your way back out to the nether hub. I do have some signs in there, but I don't have a bunch of signs that show where the nether hub is, so definitely take this with you so that you can find where the nether hub is and the portal to the mega base. But we've also got some books here. I did make this little spawn area a little bit bigger. I wanted to make it an odd number, so I did make it a little bit bigger. So if it looks bigger in the previous clips, then that is the reason there. But this is the coordinates book, so this is just the overworld coordinates. I just put this in here just in case you wanted to look it over or take it with you or something like that. But I do have a bunch of compasses that are linked to lodestones in the nether on the iceboat road that will lead you to every one of these places, so you can use that as well. But I did go ahead and put this in here just in case, so there are a few areas in here that you can check out. And I'll also put up a post or something on YouTube once I get this video out that will have an image of an Excel spreadsheet picture that will show all of the overworld and Nether coordinates on it, so you can save that or take a picture of that or use that if you want to. Over here, we've got a book that says hello and welcome. So previously we had signs in here and I thought it wasn't that clean, so I decided to go ahead and make a book instead. And this way you can also take it with you if you want to or whatever, because the signs, obviously you can't take those with you, it'll delete the text. But we're just going to go over this here very quickly. So this says, welcome to the world of Dylan's AdventureCraft 2. Thank you for the support and for downloading the world. This world has been active since March 27th of 2022. So that is pretty freaking crazy, guys. I appreciate all the support and all you guys sticking with me and hanging out. It has been amazing, and I can't tell you thank you enough. Going on to the next page here, this is a mostly solo Minecraft Let's Play world set on hard. I say mostly because at the beginning of the series, we did have Nurse Nerd on here. There's a small chance we'll have someone else on here, maybe in the future, but that is a very small chance, but I did just go ahead and say that just in case. Everything that you will find throughout this world has been done completely in survival mode. There are a lot of things to see in this world, but there is many more things that need to be done. So look forward to a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of stuff planned, farms, builds, designs, games, all kinds of stuff that we've got to do in this world and that I'm really wanting to show you guys. So make sure you stay tuned for that in the future and hit that notification bell and subscribe so that you know when I am doing the things. So, what are you waiting for? Get out there and check it out. Exit this building, go right, use the portal, and take the ice boat road. So there is a portal that is over here near our beginning spawn house that we made, and you can take that and get to the ice boat road. There is a chest of boats in there, and you can take this compass with you as well to help you find the Nether hub that contains all of the compasses that lead to all of the different areas of the world. I really hope that you enjoy the world, and if you do, make sure that you check out the following. So I've got my YouTube name here and a couple things like check out the videos, make sure to subscribe, leave comments and likes. Leaving the comments is really awesome, guys. I read every one of them and I really appreciate the comments. So make sure you leave a comment. I will definitely read it, and I enjoy reading every single one of them. And also share the video because it really helps out the channel, and it also allows other people that like the kind of stuff that we do here to be able to find the videos and check them out and join the amazing community that we have currently. Also hit the notification bell so that you can get notifications when I do something on YouTube. Also got my Twitter on here so you can send me pictures of your builds and designs from either this world if you download it or your own personal world. You can also send me fan artwork. I have been thinking about putting fan artwork towards the end of some of my videos. You can also give me ideas of things that you want to see me build in this world. So just send me a tweet there of something cool or something that you want to see, and I'll check it out and I'll see if I can do it or not. Hopefully I can. Or you can just hang out and join the community. So pretty cool. So just check out my Twitter by using this username here, and you can do any of these things that we have went over. The next page here is the Patreon, so this is my username. So if you really want to go out of the way in supporting me and the channel, then you can subscribe to me on Patreon. It does cost money, so if you can't do it or if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. Don't feel like you have to do it. Don't feel pressured to have to do this. You do not have to do this. This is just an extra thing for people that want to go above and beyond and help out me and the channel. But you can still go on there and check out the benefits. So there's a few benefits on there. You can get shout outs at the end of all of my videos. I'll have your name on the screen at the end of the video so that people can see who is subscribed and who is subscribed to the Patreon. You can also get a link to my Discord channel that I have made, and that way you can come and hang out, or you can ask questions or send pictures of builds and designs and stuff like that. And also, if we get enough people, I would really like to start a Minecraft server where you guys would be the Dylannites. And we can play together on the server, we can build stuff together, we can hang out, we can talk, we can use the Discord to talk back and forth. And if you did do this, it does come with the Discord, and it also does come with the shoutouts. But I think it'd be really cool to get everyone on a server so that we could all hang out and build stuff together. And that way we could interact more than just comments on YouTube or me talking to you guys in the video. So it's just a pretty cool extra thing there. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And then last but not least, thank you again. I love every one of you guys, and a little smiley face there at the end. So That is the book, so you can check that out as well. But that is pretty much the spawn area here. So let's go ahead and head over to the area where we built our first starter base and go through the portal so that we can check out the Iceboat Road and we can check out everything in the Nether to be able to get to all of the areas around the world. Now, when you come out of there, this is our initial starter base. This is kind of what we went with. We went with kind of a bayou rundown looking shack type of thing. So there is some stuff in here. I don't really ever come here anymore. I just left it here since we did spend a lot of time here. And there's some villagers also. But if you come over here, we do have a Nether portal, and this will lead you to the beginning of the Iceboat Road. Now, some of this is not designed, and if you've watched any of the previous episodes, then you will understand, but the design that we're going with does take a lot of items and different blocks, and we have a lot to design, so I'm not going to be able to get to designing all of the Iceboat Road, and some of these won't even have the packed ice and the rails here, but if you do follow the path, you will get to the area that you are wanting to go to. So I do have a chest here with some boats, and this is the Iceboat Road. We will see the design here in one moment once we get down here. We are going to come back and stop at all of these places. We do have some signs up here that show what is in which direction. So this is spawn, obviously, and then we have a creeper farm over here, which we will get to here in a little bit. Right now we are going to go down the Iceboat Road and go see the mega base. This is the design that we are going with. So I think it looks really cool when you go down it like this. It kind of gives you tunnel vision. So if you can't take tunnel vision, you might want to close your eyes here. Once we get to the very end here, we will come up to the Nether hub. So the Nether hub is not complete just yet either. It is a work in progress, and we will get it done. Right here we do have a dispenser for some boats. If you want to refill it, you do have to break that block there, but you can just press the button, it'll give you a boat, and then you can put it down and go wherever you need to. No boat, come back here. All right, we'll just put that back in there like nothing happened. There we go. All right, so if you come this way, we will get to the Nether hub, and I do have a little bit of decoration going on, but like I said, I do need to work on it some still. But this is the Nether hub. This is the portal that will take you to the mega base, but we do have a couple things in here to go over. So we do have this area over here, and this is a restock, re-gear area here. So we do have some armor on these armor stands here. And then we also have some wings here. And then you've got some extra items here, like some torches, some inner pearls, water buckets, food, rockets, a couple bows, and a couple stacks of arrows. And then you've got some axes, shovels, pickaxes, and some swords. And then you've got the armor and the wings on this side as well. And then you've just got a little bit of a workstation here to do whatever. You got some coal and those guys up there. So if we come over to this side, we've got a bunch of storage on the sides here. Then I've also got this compass here that will point to the mega base. Then we've got the location board here. So the location board is a bunch of compasses that will point to a lodestone for whichever area you're trying to go to. Whenever you come in here, if you are wanting to get to a certain area, say you want to get to the mini farms, then you can grab this, but you can also grab the mega base compass as well, so that when you go and follow the mini farms here and you get there, then you can also use this to get you back to the mega base or the Nether hub, whatever you want to call it. That is the reason for that being there. And then there is another one over on this side as well. And then obviously a little bit of a workstation. That is the Nether hub there. Now I would like to go through this portal here into the mega base so that we can go over the mega base and all of the awesomeness that it has to provide. So when you come through the portal, you will come into the Nether portal room. We tried to design this to look like these are leading to a portal, and we got the portal kind of like a circle there. Then down here it is kind of rugged with some crying obsidian and some other blocks, but we also have some of these guys here. So we've got some wither skeletons down here. I think we've got 2 or 3 of these guys. I don't know, they're kind of stuck. They really haven't moved for probably 50 episodes or so whenever we put these guys in. Once you come through the nether portal room, you will enter into the mega base. So this is the base where we live and put all of our storage and certain farms and stuff like that. But these guys over here, I call them the guardians. So we've got the redstone guardian there, as you can see. We've got the iron guardian, we've got the diamond, and we've got the emerald. And then we've got some crying obsidian behind them to kind of look like a portal, which I think looks really cool. And then we've got 4 beacons set up here, technically 16 beacons, so that we can have speed, strength, resistance, and also haste for whenever we need it. So we do have a little walk around area here that you can walk around if you want to. Usually I just fly in here just because it's so open and so big. And then over here, we've got an elevator. Now, I don't know if this thing still works or not, but we can definitely try it. So you have to stand right on the black stained glass here, and you press the button, and it will push you up all the way to the top to the next level. And that is weird. Okay, there it goes. It just glitched out a little bit. So I'll meet you guys at the next level. All right, there we go. We are at the next level. So this is technically the main level of the mega base. Now, it is unfinished. We've only worked on this a little bit. We will be getting to working on this here in the near future, but we did kind of get started on it. So this right here is the grand entrance, and I kind of have it blocked off right now because of mobs, but this is the entrance to the mega base, and we kind of just got it decorated and looking really cool. And then this is the center, and then over here we do have some passageways that lead to different rooms. Right over here, we have the feel good machine, which I have forgot to do in the last couple episodes, but we will do it here. So if we step on the pressure plate, you will get a note, and it will tell you something positive. So this says, you're the best friend a friend can have. There you go. And then you can put it right back in the chest there, and it will go back into the system. Then over here, we've got another hallway that leads up, and this will lead to another room that we're going to end up having in this corner here. Now, we've got all of this space, and it does come all the way up here to the top, so we do have a lot of room for adding stuff on. But let's go ahead and put this elevator back down at the bottom. I do have a few other things to show you at the bottom before we get to the outside of the mega base. So over here on the walkway, we do have some honey block and water elevator right here. So if you go in the corner, it will shoot you all the way up to the balcony area that is right over here. So we do have a balcony area, and we can build off of this. So I plan to put stuff going off in that direction, this one, that one, and that one. And you've got another elevator right over here. Now, let's go ahead and go over some of the stuff that we have in the mega base. Over here, we have the storage room. So this is a fully automatic storage room where you can insert items here and send this minecart chest off to distribute items into the storage system. So we've got all kinds of different stuff here for the different items in the game. And as the game has updates, we do add to it, as you can see with the mangrove log stuff over here that we have added. Then over here, we've got some bulk storage. So the items for the bulk storage are down here at the bottom. So these are all of your main blocks pretty much, along with coal and redstone. We also have a lever here that opens up the center of the room right here that has a bunch of tool stations that you can use if you need to use them. Alright, across from the storage room, we've got this hallway here, and this hallway leads to a couple different things. So right here, we have a fully automatic wool farm. We've got all of the sheep colors in here. There is 2 of the same color, and they will automatically get sheared once they eat the grass. All of those items come down here into a storage system just like this, so that we can have all of the wool colors that we need for whenever we need them. Alright, coming across the hall here, we have a almost fully automatic potion brewing area. The only thing that isn't automatic is taking the potions out, but all of the potions will get brewed to whatever you want them to be brewed to, and it will automatically put in the water bottles. All you've got to do is hit the button. It will put in the nether wart and put in the items that you need, and then we have extra storage up here at the top. And then if you need to get back to any of this stuff, you can press the button to get back there, just like that. And then we've got almost every potion in the game in here. Now, moving on this way, we have a nether wart farm. So this farm is pretty cool. It works really well. The only grindy part about it is having to go back and place all of the nether wart. But I think the design for this came out extremely well. And we do have some open areas for some future expansion if we need to move in any of those directions. So if you press this button right here, it will send some water down, and all of these nether warts will get pushed to the center, where some hoppers underneath the soul sand will pick them up. All of these items can be found in a storage down here. All of the items will go into these hoppers and will get funneled through into some chests over here. Then all you've got to do is come back up the ladder here and just jump in there and start placing them down. So fairly simple. It is a tiny bit grindy, but at the same time, there's not really a way to place nether warts down automatically. So we do have to live with this for now. Alright, so coming out of the nether wart farm and coming through the potion brewing room here, if you take a right in this hallway, it will lead you over here to the super smelter. So the super smelter can smelt up to 32 items at a time. It has an input here where you can put the items in. It will send them around and drop them into the furnaces. And over here, you have an area for fuel. Now, this is filled up with purple wool at the moment, which we will go over here in a second. But I would like to smelt some stuff for you guys here so you can see how it works. So we've got a little bit of sand right here, and we can put that shulker box back in there. Now, if you have a lot of items in like a shulker box or something, you can put it here and the hopper will pull those items out. You can also put a lot of items in the chest. Sometimes I just come in here and place them straight into the hopper, and that way the hopper minecart will pick them up a little bit faster, which you can see right here. So it should pick up all of these before it gets sent back off, just like that there. There we go. So then here in a second, it will send it off and put them into the furnaces. There you go. Now, when they get done getting smelted, they get pulled out via a hopper that is right here. Then there is another hopper minecart that will pick those items up, and then it will dispense them through the center just like this, which I think is really cool. Now, you do have some levers here to hide some of the stuff down there, but if you do flip these, you have a crafting table, an ender chest, and then you have the storage here. Here we go. We're getting a bunch of glass, and it will all go into the chest down there. So that is awesome. Now, currently, we do have coal in those chests, but if you come through here into the wool farm, and you come through the doors back here behind the scenes, we do have some extra wool farms set up here, and I believe we have 16 extra purple sheep that get sheared, and we do have a bunch of shears in here with unbreaking on them, and that hopper minecart there will go and drop all of the wool that is being sheared, as you can see here, into the chest up there that will come down and go into that hopper minecart, which has a hopper right under here. So it will pick up those items and put those into the furnaces, and that way we have automatic fuel for all of the furnaces. But right now we're just waiting for the coal to run out, and then the wool will start. Alright, so if we come back out to the main area of the mega base here, we do have two more things to go over. So right here you've got an opening with a button, and this will lead into what I call the subscriber room. So all of the blocks that you see up here are subscribers that have subscribed to the channel, and they picked their block. And we actually have someone that we need to add to the wall today. So I do have the glow item frame here, and we are going to put up Mr. Coffee. There we go. So Mr. Coffee wanted a frog light. I don't know which color you wanted, Mr. Coffee, but I gave you the purple one because that one we get the least. So I figured I would give you that one. So if any of you guys would like to be added to the subscriber wall, all you've got to do is subscribe to the channel and put down in the comments of one of my videos your name and what item you would like on the subscriber wall. So fairly simple. If you would like to have your name up on the subscriber wall, just put it down in the comment section below. Alright, leaving the subscriber room, we are going to come over to this corner here. So this corner is just like the subscriber room corner over there. It's got an opening, and then we've got a button right here that leads to our bedroom. So our nice little cozy bedroom that we've got here where we can sleep or set our spawn. We can come over here and sit and watch the fire, or we could read books. Or we could just look at the tiny aquarium that we've got back here behind the bed, which is awesome. That is the inside of the base. Now we need to go to the outside so that we can take a look at what the outside of the base looks like. So flying on up here, we can see the base, and this is kind of the design we're going with. We will have something on the diagonal sides here, and we will have stuff up here at the top, but we are going to be building this thing higher, so I haven't really worked on that just yet. Alright, well that is pretty much everything for the mega base for now. So we are going to head back into the Nether and go down our ice boat roads and go to some of the farms and different areas that we have around our world. This right here should be the library, which it is perfect. Alright, so we'll hop through here and I'll show you guys what we've got at the library. Alright, so once you come through the portal, you'll come to this area here, which you have an enchanting table. You've also got some lapis and some paper and stuff like that, extra storage, and a few of the different workstations that you may need. Now, if you come up this way, you have a button here, and this opens up to the actual library. So there is like a front door and stuff to this. The mega base is in that direction there, and we can fly here, and you can kind of see the library. It's not fully complete, but it is about 90% done. Alright, so in the library, we've got different sections for the different books here. So like we've got Aqua Affinity, and these are all in alphabetical order, so Depth-Strider and stuff like that. And you can see up here, this is from A to FO, which is Fortune. Over here, we've got FR to PR, which is Frostwalker to Projectile Protection. We do need to add in Swift Sneak 3, which I will do later on. Over here, we've got PR to SI, which is Protection to Silk Touch. And then over here, we've got the remainder, which is Smite to Unbreaking. And then I left some extra ones, just in case we did have extra enchantments that were added to the game. Then over here, we've got a huge map of the surrounding area. So as you can see, the mega base, we've got the library, and then we've just got a balcony that just looks over the whole library here, and then we got some paintings and stuff up there at the top. Alright, so up here we have a dispenser. If you press this button, it's going to give you an item. Right now I just have diorite in here because I had a bunch of that on me. If you take that and throw it right here, there's a hopper underneath that will pick up the item and move these blocks here as a secret passage. So I think that's pretty cool. Alright, let's go back through here and let's head over to the mini farms. Alright, so the mini farms, we've got this little area here. The mega base is in that direction, the library is in that direction, and we've got a button here to be able to get in. This is just to keep mobs from coming in on us, and this is where we grow some of the extra items that don't need a huge farm to obtain a lot of that specific item. So like cocoa beans, we've also got vines, and we've got bamboo back here in the back. And we can just come through here and press a button on whichever side we want, and it will move the jungle wood up and then back down, and it will break all of the items on that wall. And then we can just come through and grab all of the items and then come back through and place them all back down onto the wall just like this. And then we can take whatever extras we have and put those into there and have extra cocoa beans for whenever we need them. Alright, so back over here at the main Nether hub, if you go the opposite direction here, we do have some open areas for future expansion, and then we have the Guardian Farm. So if you come all the way down here, the Guardian Farm is down here at the bottom, and all of the storage and stuff is in this area here. So you can come down here, just drop down, and this is where all of the storage is for the Guardian Farm. and then you've got ways to get up on both sides. Now, if you do want to get to the Guardian Farm to AFK, all you've got to do is go through this portal here. That portal right there is for the Guardians to come through and to end up dying and dropping all of their drops. So if you come through this portal, it'll put you on this little island here, and the Guardian Farm is right over here. The AFK spot is up here at the top, so you can just fly on up here and just land right here somewhere in the center, and all of the Guardians will start to spawn, go through the portal there, and die in the Nether, and that's how you can receive all of your different Guardian drops. So the next intersection right here to the left will be the Industrial District. Alright, coming straight through the portal here, as you can see, we've got a few different things going on. If I fly up here, you can kind of see the whole area. This is the Industrial District. It is a 128 by 128 here, and then a 128 by 128 here, with some different farms in different areas. So, starting over here, we have a cactus farm. Fairly simple cactus farm design. Over here, beside that, we have a sugarcane farm right there. And then over here, we've got a dripstone farm that has not went off in a while. Probably need to set that thing off fairly soon. We've also got a chicken farm right here. Now, all of our extra elytras, besides some of the ones in the shulker box in the ender chest, are over here in this building here. So, this building is supposed to be Papa's, and it is like a restaurant here, and we've got a bunch of elytras up here on the menu. All you've got to do is order one, or if you are an employee, you can come back here and grab yourself some wings and use those. So we've got a bunch of extra elytras if you ever need any more of those, if you lose some or anything like that. Over here, this is a mass mob spawner. All different types of mobs will spawn in there and get pushed off, and all of their drops will go into the storage system. This right here is a powdered concrete converter, so you would just put the concrete that you would want into there, and then you've got the output chest to get your concrete, and this picks up any extra concrete that is dispensed by the dispensers here that you do not pick up. So all you've got to do is press this button here. It will put out some water right there. You can press this button and it will go ahead and give you some starter concrete powder, just like that. You can put that in your offhand. It's nice to fill up your inventory just so you don't pick up any of the actual concrete that is converted. And then you would just put your pick in the other hand, and you would kind of look just right here on this slab and just hold both buttons, and the dispensers up here will give you extra items so that you can continue to mine the concrete. And all of the concrete that is mined will go into some hoppers that is underneath these slabs right here, and that will come into this chest here. Over here, we've got an iron farm. This way we can get a whole bunch of iron to make different items and also to make beacons and stuff like that. Then we've got a chorus fruit farm here. Then over here, we've got an area for powdered snow. So if you come down this unfinished walkway here, it will lead you to this underground storage system. And we've got a bunch of other storage sections set up for future farms, but right now I think we're only using 4. So we've got one for the cactus, and then over here we've got the sugarcane, which is really filling up, as you can tell. We've got stuff for the mob farm, the mass mob farm. And then the last one we have for the iron. Now, I did take most of the iron out of this to make the 100 that you did see in the video montage at the beginning of this episode, so we don't have a whole lot of iron there. If you come down, we do have a little underground biome down here that I just made up, and I think this is really cool. I really do like it. We've got some waterfalls that come through. We've got some hidden caves back here in the back with some hidden lighting, and we've also got some fish that look like they are a little stuck, but that is all right. And then we've just got the little river or lake or stream or whatever you want to call it that goes this way that would eventually lead down to a cave or something like that. Or it would lead over here to this like little storm drain area that we have made, which I think is really cool. But the most important part of this underground biome is right up here. And it is Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean has been down here for a while, and I think Jelly Bean loves his bamboo because he always stays over here at the bamboo. Yeah, he's been down here for a while. I really do like this area, and Jelly Bean definitely makes this area a whole lot better. That is the storage area for the industrial district. So it is time to move on to the next area. And there we go. Perfect. All right, so the creeper farm. So we actually haven't had this creeper farm for very long. We built it not too long ago. And this area here is the storage area to collect all of the gunpowder that the creepers will drop. We also get some string and some bones and arrows. The string, you really can't keep the spiders from spawning, so that's something we just have to deal with. And the farm will produce skeletons every once in a while. The reason being is how the farm is set up. So down here is the killing area. Right above those magma blocks there. Technically they can die all the way throughout here, and then we've got water that runs all the way down, and this hopper minecart that is going crazy in a circle will pick up all the items and put them into the hoppers here that goes down to the storage area. So if we fly on up here, you can see that we've got a bunch of mobs in here. I need to like place something to be able to land right here somewhere on this farm. There we go. Okay, so we have the trapdoors that go all the way down, and that's to allow only creepers to spawn because they are a little bit shorter than 2 blocks, and zombies and skeletons are 2 blocks. But to allow the water to flow correctly, it has to be dispensed directly on top of the observer there and then flow in each of the 4 directions. So we can't have a trap door right beside the dispenser here to allow the water to flow, as you can see here. And plus, when the dispenser goes off, it could make those trap doors open and close and cause some issues. So we have to leave those out, and every once in a while a skeleton will spawn in there or a zombie, and then they will end up dying, and their drops will go down the water and go all the way down and get picked up by the hopper minecart. So that is why we do get skeletons and occasionally zombies in this farm, but we mainly get gunpowder. Now the reason that the storage system didn't have a whole lot of gunpowder in it is because I had taken it out, and I do need to AFK so that we can get some more rocket boosters. This is an awesome creeper farm. I really do like it a lot, and it definitely helps us out when we need to get a bunch of gunpowder to make rockets or TNT or something like that. The squid farm. So we did do some work on the squid farm recently, and it definitely seemed to help the spawn rates. If you come down the ladder here, you will have a down water elevator and a up water elevator. So we will go down the left one here, and then we have a little bit of a hallway that leads down to the storage system. Now I did take a bunch of the ink sacks out of this as well to trade with some villagers, so that's why there's not a whole lot in there at the moment. This is the farm itself. So we have a 3 tall by 5 by 6 cube that is completely filled with water and held in by fence gates. And on each level, we have 10 of these, and we have 3 levels altogether. What happens is they will spawn in, and eventually they'll fall through, or they'll swim over and get into this air block and fall down, and they will end up landing on the magma blocks down at the bottom, as you can kind of see right here. And then, yep, there we go. Then they will die just like that. And there's water flowing straight to the center here, where all of the drops will get collected via some hopper minecarts and go straight into the storage system. So very easy farm to make, but there is a whole lot of fence gates that have to be placed and opened. And if you miss some, then it could mess up the farm. And yeah, it's kind of tedious, but the idea of it is very simple. Alright, moving on from the squid farm going east here, we will come across the map making area. So this is where I make different maps to make like posters or images or something like that. And this is 128 by 128 with black concrete, and then we can put wool down or whatever blocks that we need to make a certain color on a map. So I can show you that right over here. So we've got a few different maps. These maps are set up in Animal Paradise, the zoo that we are making here in our Minecraft world. We will get to that towards the end of the episode, so stay tuned for that if you want to see that. But this right here is the map that we have right there. It is kind of sideways just because of how I set this thing up, but it still works perfectly fine. But as you can see, we did make a map poster of an alley, and I think it turned out pretty decent. Now, we only have so many blue blocks that show up as a different color on a map here in the game, so we had to work with what we had, but I think it definitely gets the point across. So moving on from here, we're going to head back into the Nether, and we are going to head over to the Stronghold. So the portal will lead you down here to the Stronghold. You can set your spawn if you would like. Watch out for the silverfish. They do come up on me every once in a while. Alright, so over here on the other side of the island, we've got this grand entrance that will lead us to the Ender 2.0. We have some water elevators here, so we will go down this, and then we've got just a simple design that goes down just to kind of make this thing look a little bit better, because I don't want it to just be a solid block or something like that. Then we get down here, we've got a little bit of an open area, but we also have speed 2. So there is, I believe, 4 beacons that are set up with speed 2. Here's the first one. They are underneath the path here, and this allows us to be able to come down this path a whole lot faster than if we did not have the speed 2. Alright, so it takes a turn here. I do have this open here just in case you do want to just fly into this thing. You can do that from the main island. So over here is the Ender 2.0. Over here is the button to turn on the farm. So as you can see, the Endermen have started spawning, and to press it again, it will just turn some lights on over there and make them stop spawning. Then in this room, this is our enchantment room, or enchanting room. So we've got the enchantment table set up with all of the bookshelves to be able to get the full enchantments. Over here, we've got a storage area for more anvils. The bottles of enchanting are actually to restock this here. Press the button, and it will give you a bunch of levels here, and you can use this as many times as you need to be able to get whatever level that you are looking for to be able to enchant or to combine something with an anvil or something like that. It's a cool little extra thing that I added in, and it actually has helped me out a whole bunch. So it really helps out when you just need a few levels. Over here, we've got 2 rooms with storage for different enchanted books. Now this includes every enchanted book that is in the game, so anything all the way from Aqua Infinity, Channeling, Bane of Arthropods, we've got Depth Strider, Feather Falling, all of the books here. We've even got mending books in here in case we need to add mending to something. And we also have Swift Sneak, which a few of these are empty. We do need to start enchanting some books to add to these things, and I'll probably will be doing that before I put the world download out. There might not be a whole lot in each of these barrels, but I'll at least try to grab a couple of each, and that way you'll have something to work with. So this is Villager Island. It is still a work in progress. We haven't been here for a while. We need to build some more houses. We don't have any villagers here just yet, but I do plan on stocking this place full of villagers and having a bunch of houses set up for all of these guys. And we already got a section over here that we've set up for some markets. So we've got some markets set up over here where they can sell different items like pumpkins and melons and get emeralds for what they sell. We've got more space over here for whatever we want to put over here. This whole area over here is going to be pretty much houses, and we're going to have paths that lead to the different houses. So over here, we've got a little path that leads to a big farming area. So we've got pretty much all of the crops that you would ever need in this area that can be farmed at any time. We also got a section over there for some of the cows, and it's all enclosed in here so that nothing can get to these villagers. We will have to put up some barriers of some sort so that no drowns or anything can get to the villagers and cause massive chaos in our villager island. Over here is a little tunnel. This tunnel just leads underground, and it goes all the way across to this other side here. And it's kind of just a rundown tunnel, and that's what it's supposed to be. And it comes up and it leads over here to this area. So this is another portion of the island for the villagers. And up here, what I think we're going to put is some kind of monument or emerald monument that these guys like worship or something. I think that would be really cool. But we definitely got to get some more houses and stuff in here first before we put all of the villagers in this area. So this area here, we have set up a villager breeder, and that way we can get as many villagers as we need. It looks like these guys are doing their thing at the moment. And this just leads underground all the way over here to this other side where we have the villager trading hall. So this area here is completely for getting books from the librarians, or getting emeralds and food from the farmers, or getting bottles of enchanting from the clerics over here. Then we've also got some masons set up over here to be able to get bricks and polished andesite and different things like that. We can get quartz from them. And then we've also got a few of the smithers over here so that we can get some of the different diamond tools. Also, right here, we've got a system that allows us to receive a villager and say, yes, I want to keep him, or no, I don't. So this guy, yeah, we're probably not going to keep him. So we'll get rid of him. He'll fall down. He will end up disappearing. And then all of the villagers that we get from the villager breeder over there will get sent over here. All of the babies, as you can see here, will stay there until they grow up. And then they will come over here into this area. The minecart that guy was in will then get picked up by some hoppers and sent over to these hoppers here, go through this chest and go down to the bottom into a dispenser down there at the bottom. And then whenever we want a guy, all we've got to do is press this button here and it will bring us a guy. And then we can put whatever tool station we want here to be able to get certain trades or see what they have to offer, and so on and so forth. So one more thing that I did want to show you very briefly here is our treasure room. So this is where we are putting all of our diamond blocks, and eventually are going to put all of our valuables in this area here. I would eventually like to make this room bigger, but when you add up all of the diamond blocks that you see here in this room, we have 606 diamond blocks, because there are also some back here in the corners and stuff, because I did not cheap out. I did not cheap out on this. I wanted to do it right. So there is blocks in the corners, at the top, the bottom, and in these corners here. So when you add all of those up, that's 606 diamond block. And if you times that by 9 to get the amount of diamonds, that is 5,454 individual diamonds. So that's a lot of diamonds. That's a lot of mining and a lot of diamonds. And 5,454 diamonds is approximately 85 and a quarter stacks of individual diamonds. So that's a lot. That's a lot. But eventually maybe we will make this place bigger, but I do want to put like emeralds and iron and gold and music discs and all of the really rare items, heart of the seas and stuff like that. I would like to put that in this area here. So it's a slow process. It is a work in progress, but I have been mining diamonds off camera and in between episodes just so we can work on this room and make this room a little bit bigger. And I've also been gathering up gold and iron and rare items and stuff like that, like notch apples and all of that good stuff to add into this room. And last but not least, let's wrap it up with Animal Paradise. And here we are. Isn't this awesome, guys? Check this out. So we've got a little bit of jungle wood on the sides here. We've got the portal. We've got this lever that doesn't really do anything. Then we've got some of the smooth stone slabs here to make them full blocks, and then a door. This place is awesome. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go through the door here. Guys, could you imagine? Could you imagine? if I saved that for last and that's all that was. That would have been terrible of me. But this, guys, this right here is Animal Paradise. It is a zoo that we are making in Minecraft here on Dylan's AdventureCraft 2. And this is kind of what it looks like. The whole thing was a mushroom island biome, but now this is kind of what we have got so far. This place is coming together very, very, very well, and I am loving it so much. So starting off here, this is where all of the customers will arrive. They will arrive on this boat right here. It is currently tied up to the dock, as you can see there, and we've got the engines. They're idling right now with some bubbles. And then we've got some places to sit, a couple cup holders. We got the steering wheel and this little lever over here that does something. I don't know what it does. I don't drive the boat. I own the place. No, I'm just kidding. We got the little door that comes down here, and it leads to this little pier. The first place that you'll end up going is right here. This is the Welcome Center for Animal Paradise. So let's go ahead and enter into the building here. And the first thing that you see is this end crystal here, just floating. This is supposed to kind of be like the holograph or the hologram that is in the middle of the Jurassic Park Welcome Center with like the velociraptors and stuff. Over here, we have a room that's got some historical stuff and also some artifacts and items. I do need to come through here and put some glow ink sacks on these, so I'll probably do that here in a little bit, just so they stand out a little bit more. We did not have those when we first started this build. Then it leads over here to a little fossil dig for the children and the kids. If you want to try and find some fossils, you can just grab the shovel here and try to find you some bones if you would like. In this other room over here, we've got kind of the same thing. So we got some stuff on display like a turtle shell and some turtle eggs, and then the most poisonous mushroom in the world. Then over here, we've got just a little aquarium. There's no fish in this. I will be adding fish to this here in a little bit. And you come in here and we've got some sperm whale ribs on display, as you can see there. So over here we have the aquatic building, which has salmon, cod, pufferfish, and all types of tropical fish for you guys to see. So you can just come into here, and we've got up these maps and posters for the different mobs and animals that we have here. Then back here at the back, we've got a bigger section that contains all of the different fish and all of the different types of tropical fish, and includes all of the coral and all of that stuff. So really cool. I like this area. This is just somewhere you can come and see all of the fish, and it's cool to have a big tank like that. This big area is going to contain squid, dolphins, glowing squid, and sea turtle. We also have a little stadium area over here so that they can do their little shows with the dolphins and the sea turtles, and people can come up here in the stadium and get their food from over there and just relax and hang out and watch the show. This is the plains or the prairie or whatever you want to call it. We do have an entrance here for the petting zoo, so we're going to have pretty much all the extra mobs that are in the plains, such as cows, pigs, chickens, dogs, cats, sheep, horses, donkeys, all of those animals and mobs that you usually see in the plains. So this is a pretty decent size area, and it does have a few watering holes and stuff like that. And then we do have an exit here. You can also just go around it with this here. So this will come around. Now, one thing that you guys have not seen, even if you do watch the videos, is I did cover the new mangrove swamp biome that we are currently building. I covered it fully in mud, so we do have an outline and area of where this is going to start and end. So it's going to end right there, and we're going to end up using this extra section here for something later on in the future, and then it does end right over here as well. So not too much to show here, but we did set up a little bit of a frog light farm. Over here we've got a little dock, and this dock just leads to a lighthouse that we built, and this is more of a decoration piece, but at the same time, what island doesn't come complete without a lighthouse? Past the plains, we've got the mountains and snowy part of the mountains and the savanna. So this will have like goats, llamas, and stuff like that. So just this little area here, as you can see. So there we go. that is that section. Coming through this path here, we can come down this little cool cave and go onto the snowy portion of this, which leads over to the cave area. And this cave contains axolotls, bats, spiders, and cave spiders. So we've got a few different sections in here, pretty much basically set up just like the aquarium building, where we've got the image here and the book, and then we've got an area to put whatever's going in this area right here. And I believe this is the spiders, or the bats, I'm sorry. Yep, this is for the bats. Then we've got a secret area to come out right there. Back down this way, we've got the axolotls. So they are in this area right down here. As you can see, they are just swimming around, having themselves a good old time. Coming back through the bat area, you come on down, and this will lead to the spider area. So we got a little bit of a bigger cage for these spiders here. Then down this way, we've got the enclosure for the cave spiders. So they will be right down here, as you can see. Back here, we have the snow biome and the snowy taiga area, as you can see. This area will contain polar bears, and it will also contain the snowy foxes. And we've also got up some little igloos here. So not much to show there, but that is definitely a cool biome. Alright, so coming on down, we've got this little section here, and this has the bees. So there's a bunch of bees here, and they're actually in their hives right now. I think it's getting dark, so there's probably 20 bees or so in here. So whenever you open the door, just be careful you're not letting them all out. But there we go. That is the bee area. Then beside that, we've got the forest. This will have wolves in it, and it also butts up to a spruce forest over here on the other side, and this area will contain foxes. Coming on down here, we've got a big centerpiece, and this is the jungle. So the jungle will have parrots, ocelots, and pandas in it. Then right here, we've got a little area for the allays. We've got the iron guy, the redstone guy, and the lapis guy there, which is really cool. I like those. And this is where I put that poster that you saw at the beginning of the episode. We've also got one for the pandas. We don't have any pandas in here just yet, but we do have a little bamboo forest for those guys. So we've got a parrot aviary here to contain all of the parrots, and you can just come in here, and it is pretty open with a glass ceiling, and it looks just like the jungle outside, except on a smaller scale, and it's just got a wraparound area for you to check out all the parrots, and then you can come back out the other door or go through this one and vice versa. Alright, so now going past the welcome center again and going past the jungle, we are going to come up on the mushroom biome. So this is the mushroom biome, or mushroom biome, whatever you want to call it. And it's basically the exact same thing as a regular mushroom biome, except I did make some custom big mushrooms, as you can see here, just to add to this area a little bit more. And we also have up this fence so that none of the cows can get out. And we actually do have a couple of those brown cows. They actually seem to be pretty rare, and we do have a few of those in this area, so that is really cool. Coming through that, it butts straight up to the desert biome, and the desert biome will contain rabbits, and maybe if we get any other mobs in the future that pertain mainly to the desert, then we will add them in here as well. So that is pretty much all of Animal Paradise at the moment. We do have an island there, and we also do have expansion areas over here and over there for any future biomes and mobs that are added into the game when updates come out. And guys, that pretty much does it. That pretty much wraps everything up here for the world tour. The only thing that I do need to go over with you guys here really quick and show you is the treasure hunt for this world download. So we do have a treasure hunt for this world download, and the very first book you can find right here at the mega base. The storage room is right over there, and I've just got a little structure here for each one of the books that you will come across. So this is the first one, and it's fairly simple. It is Dylan's Mindtastic World Treasure Hunt, and there is some instructions in here that kind of go over with you how this will work. Basically, each book will give you a clue to determine the next location of the book. You want to keep all these books on you as you collect them. There are 6 books in total, and each one has its own specific clue. Like this one here, to find book 2, you will need to travel to a building that is full of words. This building is also known for containing one of the biggest maps you will ever see. So you will use this clue to determine where the next book is. Now, every location that there is a book that you will have to go to was shown in the world tour. So if there's a location that you are having a hard time figuring out, then you can go back in this episode and use the video and the clue to help you determine the location of the next book. So like I said, there are 6 books, and then after that, the last book will tell you how to get to the treasure. Make sure you are keeping all the books on you, and I do have some extra books in here as well in case you do lose one or misplace it. So that is basically the treasure hunt there. Fairly simple, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So when this video comes out, there will be links to download this world for Java or Bedrock and Pocket Edition. I will have steps either in the description of this video, or I will comment it on my YouTube channel so that you guys know how to download the world. I will also put in a list of all the coordinates, or an image of like a Word document or something like that that has all of the coordinates on them in case you do need those. Also, be sure to go and check out my Twitter, the Patreon, and the benefits of being a Patreon. Make sure that you share the video, because I'm sure there's other people out there that love this type of stuff like we do and would love to see our world and all that it has to provide. And don't forget that if you want to be put into the subscriber room, then just comment your name and what block you would like to have on the wall down in the comments section below. But that is pretty much it, guys, for this video. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. All of you are absolutely awesome. I just thank you so much for all the support. And I thank you for everyone that has stuck with me through this long journey of 100 episodes in our Let's Play world. So thank you guys very much. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you so very much. So thank you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the 3rd world tour of Dylan's AdventureCraft 2. And if you download the world, hopefully you enjoy that as well. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me today. I really do hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please just hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I put out another video. But that's going to do it, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. This has been Dylanrhyne, and I am